Hello, my peeps. Once again, we're here to show you a little instructional video, and thank you very much. I am proud to see that you are going into the optional enrichment opportunities. So you have opened up this video to learn some new things. So we showed you some basic things on the slides, and now I'm going to show you a couple extra enhancements that you can do to improve your slideshow. So we'll start by just inserting an image like you guys did. Let's say you did a math problem. So you search for math problems and you want to bring in a picture, something that you're going to bring in to show what you've done in your class. This can be like something of your own work. You can do a screenshot of it, or it can be something that represents what you're working on, whatever it is, but one for each subject. So I brought an image in here. Now, if you right click on this, then you have a bunch of options, and we're going to look down at format options. This is additional stuff that's above and beyond. The first few things are kind of the basic what you do anyway. Size and rotation. You can do this stuff manually, or we can rotate it just by clicking on the little dot here and moving it at an angle if we want to do that. Sizing, always do the corners, as you size those. As I resize it, you'll see that it changes in your numbers, over here. So that just shows you what you're doing there. Lock aspect ratio, that just means when you resize it, it stays proportionate. So that's pretty easy. Position, this is much easier to do manually here than it is, but if you had exact coordinates you wanted to put in there, you could do that with position if you want there. Recolor, this is kind of cool. Doesn't show up real good on this one, but you notice the hand. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. The hand, if I recolor this thing to something red, you can see how it gives kind of a red tone. I can do different ones, the green, whatever it is. So you could try some different stuff there. Depending on your image will kind of depend on what the colorization does there. Adjustments, this is kind of cool here too. Transparency is a big thing for some things. Maybe I wanted this somewhere on my slide where I can kind of see through it a little bit. It can end up being more of a problem than adding to your slide. So be careful with that. Maybe you don't want to do transparent there. Again, an option. Brightness, same kind of deal. Some things you turn it up too bright and it kind of washes it out. Contrast, same kind of thing. You go one way or the other, makes it the contrast so bad that we're not going to be able to see things, or it gives it kind of a fake color look to it. So be cautious when you're doing things like that with those ones there. But these ones here I like, the drop shadow and the reflection. Those are kind of cool. So reflection, I'll do the drop shadow first. This one, if you do a drop shadow, and I think what I will do is change it to white so it shows up a little bit better, because we have a dark background here. So, and I will change the distance so it's a little farther away so we can see that drop shadow. We can see transparency. If I make it less transparent, it's more of a brighter shadow. If I make it lighter transparent, it's less shadow. If you change the distance, then your shadow is going to be farther. Blur radius is just the edge of it, so it's sharper or less, so it's real blurry, or as I get it down, less. The angle is pretty cool though, and this is where you have to understand some geometry. As you move it, you'll see the numbers change on that. So around 45 degrees is kind of that lower right. So that gives it kind of a cool look to it. So you can play with the shadows on that, and again, change the colors, and depending on your background, you can have a different kind of shadow there. So that's your drop shadow. And then your reflection is similar to that but it's an actual reflection of the object. So again, I will change the size of this so we can see more of the reflection. So you can see more of it as being a reflection. Transparency, less of a reflection there. So that's something to play with. One thing that I noticed that I didn't show here, I know that some people have wondered, sometimes you get an image and you can rotate them or flip them. Flipping them some kind of cool. So this one flips it, makes it a mirror image. So depending on what you're going to use, you can flip that thing if you want to do that too. That's under your size and rotation. So some extra things there that you can do on format options, a little advanced. So you can play with those, try them with different images, see what it looks like, and see if you can enhance your presentation. So keep after it, and good luck with everything. Remember, wash your hands and don't touch your eyes. Hope to see you soon.